Just play.
What have you done, you hot-fleshed fiend? You have it's drawing time.
Sharp weapon deals more damage. Hobbling assault. Not this time.
Crystal Shatterer. Hyzir is in your debt for his freedom. I am beholden to you, yes. So much so that I will leave your liver where I wonder how you got here. A common human in the land of Fairy, upon the snowy soil of Hyberheim. You must have found a rift of some kind, only that it is a vast realm filled with soft, big-bellied creatures. And here was I just looking on, wanting, desiring, craving, lusting. Yes, King. Ha! What a farce. A fool he is, for he is a jailer, and a jailer spends all his time in jail. A taker of freedom is he, and for what? Got a pig, and bucket its blood to make black puddings with, then you're an honest butcher. Got a girl and do the same, then all of a sudden you're a maniac. Ho, ho, ho. My pet name speaks for itself, does it not? I just lied, don't you know? Love to dig right into plump little bellies with my bare, clawing hands and drag the innards out into the daylight to hear the howls of my ravaged honeys, to see them strewn about all inside out, and me standing over them, puffing. Not the snowmen, no. Common humans like you, dressed in cloaks and heading for the castle of King Boreas. She looked very inviting, by the by, this woman. I know of a way, for I was there once, sent to face the Iron Maiden. Of course, those silly snowmen had not Boreas himself brought me to his dungeon through magical means, but the wardens led me out through a hidden tunnel. Too sure they were, it seems. Too sure no crystal. I know where it lies.
Range of rock!
Ho, a rift spell. Once again, I am beholden to you. So listen carefully now. Good luck.
I strike with the full force of my convictions.
We can't well let them shut up the one soul who might help us get into the king's treasure room.
He sounds like the sort of useful coward I'd like to have owe us a favor.
I play with fire. You do earth!
I feel weak.
Chill to my bones.
Oh, that little commotion. I never paid it no never mind myself. A lot of smoke over an incy-wincy fire. What was King Scarly thinking, starting such a hubbub over a teeny little ring? Speaking of whom, is he still mad? Oh, only everything. You'll find plenty of chests bursting with gold and relics in there. But the real treasure is hidden away from unworthy eyes. If they stuck the winter ring back where I snag it from, I can tell you exactly how I did it. That will teach you secrets. You'll need one of King Skadi's talismans. Each of us royal guards were once granted one, but they were all destroyed after my escapade. All but one, for otherwise the ring would remain inaccessible. Where that talisman is hidden now, though, I cannot say, but surely you inquisitive types can sniff it out. Once you have it, make sure you wear it close to your heart and head for the treasure. Stand proud, right smack dab in the middle, where you can see hills of gold stretching beneath your very feet. Be patient. Well, I've got to admit, it's quite a bit more blizzardy around here than I remember. But there seem to be significantly fewer bloody battlefields strewn about. Come to think of it, I reckon things do feel a little fun, though. I kind of feel like bashing in a fire elemental's thick skull while his wife and children watch. Is that if you're satisfied, I'll make haste out of here. The last thing I need is another set of fat snowmen on my trail. Then I reckon this is fair wear. Thanks for busting me out of that icicle, by the by. I'd say I owe you one, but I haven't got plans to run into you.
Lancelot, if there is anything I can do to help you slay all Immaculates, pray state it. Things of nightmare, human. They came here, your kind, because they were promised a special stone by the king of this land. We served him loyally, our sovereign. We were surrendered to the Immaculates so that they could slaughter us and fuel the stone with our blood. For what unholy purpose, I do not know. Some of us rebelled and ran. Of course we did. But they've been tracking us through the storm. We were able to fight off and even kill a couple of our pursuers. I thought it was naught but a pretty jewel, said to have fallen from the sky. But when they poured blood over it, the stone seemed to soak it up with a greedy thirst indeed. It's like it became alive. It teemed with energy, like looking into the eye of a dragon. I haven't, no. But if you're looking for her around these parts, chances are she's been dragged into the dungeons of the king. He keeps a prison from which there is no escape. I should know. I built it. The only way to get in that I know of is through the front gate. But it's unlikely you'll find it open. The Immaculates and Boreas have formed an alliance, though. Maybe they've been given a key. Yes, I can. But I must ask a price of admission. And that price is the death of Immaculates. They are still in the fire temple to the north. Wipe them out, and I'll lead you to the prison. So I have. The fates must be conspiring against me. We barely managed to escape the knives of the Immaculates. Luckily, they seemed to be as bent on one another's destruction as they were on ours. But the fact remains, it's all King Boreas is doing. It must be. He is the one who unleashed this storm, and he is the one behind all this elemental madness. You must know that we imps have wandered many a world after our escape from demon overlords in the frightful dimension of Nemesis centuries ago. After long and arduous travels through untold Earths, some of us ended up here in the land of Fairy. Boreas, not yet king at the time, well, so we built him his fortress and his prison, riddled them with the traps and trickery he desired, and in return, we were given a new home. You...
set the world on fire!
That's it! Time to douse the flame inside your soul.
Your enemies are my friends, Source Hunter. Would you care to hear a little tale?
How dare you attack a warcraft I'll sentence you to death!
Infernal embrace! Bitter chill! Champion! Seven, have mercy on your soul.
Eternal silence awaits you.
This entire place is splattered in blood. Someone must really dislike him.
So much blood lost, squandered. Why?
Away with you, damned Reaper! Take your scythe to grain, not my soul!
The bane of all life-loving souls, maniacs and their gods.
The humans, they wanted Lord Boreas's great starstone, so they fashioned him a staff,
The elemental staff. It makes him king, for it dethroned his brothers.
so glad was he with power. Yet another bane, that we were given to the humans and their knives. Stone of stars, stone of blood.
In his castle, in the dungeon, the fortress we built him.
All he longs for is eternal winter.
Fear not like I must.
Away, damned Reaper, away!
Now his purpose is nearly served. May he consume this entire dimension in his foolish delusions. Soon enough, my Immaculates. Your conduit will raise you to... I see these little meetings are becoming something of a habit, Source Hunter. I believe this pet theory of mine might hold water after all. Do you feel it? The links between us growing stronger. It's as though we stand at opposite ends of history, and the space between is rapidly falling away. Surely, the sight of a bit of blood doesn't turn your stomach, Source Hunter. No, I imagine you've become more than accustomed to such things. If only my dear Immaculates took the same approach to our great work. But it seems all too often that only the most vicious of them rise up to the required tasks. All the same, these deaths were necessary. Soon enough, the pain they suffered, and pain you have suffered, Source Hunter, will be washed away, cleansed. This is my promise to all of Rivellon. And here I believed I was starting to reach you. My foolish optimism bears yet another disappointment. But I do believe we agree on one particular point, Source Hunter. This does indeed end now. Immaculates, enlightened ones, your conduit calls to your ultimate purpose. Heed the voice call. Offer your souls to the demons that beckon you. Charming of Astarte to send her scouts upon me, but no matter. The bloodstone is mine, and the witch cannot be saved.
Seven, have mercy on your soul. Ironclad and fleet of foot, I'm invincible.
Wall of winter! Freezing touch!
Death is its own deliverance.
Blitzbolt!
Another Starstone, another piece of ourselves perverted towards Leandra's will.
Soon she'll have desecrated our very souls. We've got to end this, and soon.
Who knows what untold terror her bloody work might be wreaking on our memories. The more bloodstones she makes, the farther we are from undoing what she's done. I'm too fast for the likes of you.
Your bones crumble to dust within my grasp. Piercing cold!
I can take it, but can you? Hobbling assault! A dance to the death, and my steps the daintier. May the 13 winds pulverize you. Not this time. Ambushed by a skunk.
The taste of the gathering storm! Seven fried bitter tears.
Ambushed by a skunk.
Feel my electric fury! Behold the power of mages!
Not this time. Easy does it. There won't be any wolves left in this land at this rate. It's the White Stag. My mysterious friend seems to have met with a brutal end.
I have passed on, as you must pass on too. Be not dismayed, though, for there are many forms of passing. Yours, how wonderful it could be. Hyberheim was once a mighty and ordered kingdom, but the elements are in disarray. Ice has overcome all, and the spirits of the realm of Fairy are in turmoil. What it means, I cannot say. It is in the nature of the wolf to attack the deer. This I cannot grudge my carnivorous neighbors. But the beasts here have grown more savage, the elements more vicious. Something is awry. Farewell, guardians.
Seem to forget among whom.
Slay that word!
Crush you like an ant! Coming.
Very earth.
Seven, have mercy on your soul. My touch could set the very earth alight.
Intruder spy.
Start the embrace of the seventh.
Intruder spy.
Douse these flames!
Intruders by. Intruders by.
Charge of the champion! Handcuffs of torture.
This is the end! For you!
Found it!
Seven have mercy on your soul.
Intruders by.
The very earth shakes.
Rippling blow! Not this time. Your death is at hand. With this incantation, we can pass the force field that bars the way into the castle.
High time for an audience with King Berea.
The force field brims with 1,000 distant voices. They seem to be expecting some kind of incantation. The voices sound pleased, then grow distant and evanesce.
Careful now. That's a... Ah! I'm burning!
Looks like I found the prison all right. The White Witch must be around here somewhere.
Mate, over here, mate. Mate, over here, mate.
In a bit of a pickle, are ya? Look like you're proper stuck in there.
I'm Tyler, mate. What's your name, Sunshine? Ain't Rat Killer, is he? Yeah? Leave her over there, opens the gate, mate. I'll pull it for you, if you help me back. Me stomach's rumbling. Yeah, see? A thumping piece, that. All right. It's too high, mate. I can't. I'm sorry, mate.
Oh, what a fine specimen you are! How luxurious your contours! How lush your bearing and your beauty! Come to me, enter me slowly! I do not know. The first time a helpless victim was forced into my many-thorned frame, and he wet me utterly with his blood, I suddenly sprung to life. Berea says it is because of this stone my head is carved from, a stone from the stars. Its sanguine tastes animate my spirit, and don't say that wretched word. A maiden I am, and a maiden I must remain. How terribly am I cursed? How many times have red-blooded men been invited to penetrate me, dragged into my embrace, kicking and screaming? But it is not I who is ecstatically pierced. I am the 1,000-robed celibate, the virgin of steel chastised with...
Fortune!
Lucky find!
There must be a way out of here. There must be a way home. Maybe I am going nuts. I have no idea what's going on. One minute I'm out on a jog with my dog Rocky, and the next I'm headfirst in the snow with snowmen all around me, and they're They're talking and poking me and demanding to know which Source Lord I serve, and I'm just a normal guy. I'm not crazy. And it's full of dead bodies and vermin, and the snow people seem to be in charge. God, what I wouldn't give for a drink. Hell if I know. All I did was ask for a phone, and these monsters threw me in this dungeon. They asked so many questions, but I had no idea what any of it meant. And this place, it isn't normal. The snow talks. There are magic wands, and little red people, and talking animals, and no toilets. Well, it'd be pretty fantastic if I knew what the hell were happening. Where I am, what I'm doing here. I've got a life, you know. A house, a car, friends, and a family waiting for me. Isn't there a single phone in this damn place? I'd settle for a telegraph at this rate. What? No. No, I'm not crazy. Please, you must believe me. I don't belong here. You hear me? I don't belong here.
Damnation! Not even a crack! It seems the Winter King has woven ice too rare and powerful for mere fire. I don't know how long she'll... Source Hunter, you have found us. Here she is at last. Ikara. Oh, but look at her. She has been encased in ice so unyielding that none of my spells melt even a fraction of its surface. You find me at a loss. I admit it. For I've no idea what sorcery, or dare I say it, sorcery will set her free. Like I said, so far my attempts at rescuing her have been about as effective as trapping a robin's shadow. No, I believe that if we want to free Ikara, we'll have to find the one who imprisoned her in the first place. This frost-touched magic isn't Leandra's doing. It has Boreas written all over it. The Winter King did this to her. So the Winter King's the key.
There thou art! The upstart that seeketh to upset the harmony of Heimerheim! Why hast thou ventured here, Avatar of Man? Why dost thou seek the downfall of Lord, nay, King Boreas, Sovereign of Winter? Huh? 'Tis a pity thou dost, intruder, for thou shalt spend eternity in ice, a guest in Hotel Heimerheim forever. Fairy, I have marcheth to the gallows, Heimerheim drawn forth from freeze and frost. How they mock at me, my brother seasons! Thou art the ugliest quarter, they saith to my frozen face. Thou art the blemish of the year, fool that thou art, my brothers! Winter is the jewel of the seasons, and now it is the ruler of time and Heim! Heimerheim! 'Tis easy when thou hast but to wish upon a well, and the generous pit delivereth unto thee the power of chaos. It doth whisper, the demon straight into my wintry wit, and a woman he sendeth forth into the stone of stars. No more doth she ask of me. The stone and blood of imps. In return she giveth unto me this staff. My strong are they, these immaculates, stronger than thee. For thy wield the powers of darkest demons. And stronger than thee I am too. The lord of all the seasons, the ruler of all the elements, though I, Avatar, I... have a taste, Avatar, of the cold, dead breath of Boreas!
Stance of the stalwart! Lunging assault!
Damn thee, fiend! Upon the torrents of stars, I call to burn thy body!
Vicious vortex!
The time of your death is at hand!
I strike with the full force of my convictions.
Brother, sister, we are free. And who is this? Can it be that a frail mortal human faced and bested our own scheming Boreas? Ah, but this is no mortal, I see. Strange you take the guise of a source hunter. But I shall of course honor your chosen form. Indeed, I suppose I should have expected that one of your kind would snare our brother sooner or later. Boreas always did dance uncomfortably close to the dark arts. But I suppose the others of we elemental monarchs thought it better not to interfere in the affairs of his realm. No, like fools we waited for his pride, his hunger for more and ever more power, to pull us from our own seats of safety and into his sordid storm. We, and with us all the subjects of the realm of Fairy, do owe you our lives, Source Hunter. If, no, not if, but when, we might be of assistance to you in this dimension, you must call upon me personally. I am King Sewer of the Summit Kingdom of Caldia, brother, alongside the other elemental monarchs, to the unfortunate and insane Boreas. In earlier days, we ruled the four realms of Fairy in relative peace, each of us the master of our own kingdom. But something changed in Boreas. He grew darker somehow, more than was typical of his usual melancholy. We worried, yes, but chose not to intervene. Boreas was the Lord of Hyberheim, and it was his right to rule it as he pleased. When our brother called the elemental seats to convene in Hyberheim, we were ecstatic. Boreas seemed again interested in the joint rule of Fairy, in upholding the long-established diplomacy of our lands. When we arrived, however, it was not Boreas who greeted us, but a dark figure. A woman with a stare like blackest fire. In her staff she held a demonic power, the likes of which I've never felt. And I listened closely when I could to Boreas' doings. From what I could tell, it seems this woman had little contact with our deranged brother after the initial exchange of the staff. From she gave him us, contained, and in return he gave her access to his great star stone, and scores of imps he'd invited to Hyberheim. After that, the two parted, and I heard little more of the woman. In his fits of madness, Boreas would sometimes bellow abuse about the demon woman. I can only assume he meant the same who trapped us.
Source Hunter, it would be my sincerest honor. Take this rune and use it to summon me when you're near the witch once more. If she can be extracted from Boreas ice.
We'd best be on our way then. The spring and autumn kingdoms won't rule themselves, you know. May our paths cross soon, Source Hunter.
I've tried my very best, and will try and try anew. But so far this damnable ice scoffs at my every effort. Sewer, you say? But that is wonderful. My faith in you as ever well placed. At your leisure, Source Hunter. Though for Akara's sake we ought not to dilly-dally too long. The White Witch is quickly growing a whiter shade of pale indeed. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way.
This is your White Witch, then. And you're sure you want to free her, are you? Even our mad Boreas wouldn't have wasted such precious ice on a petty criminal. Whatever she did to find herself here must have been rather severe indeed. But I am in your debt, and I would be remiss not to honor your request. Shield your eyes, Source Hunter. To melt ice of this refinement, I'll need to summon an equally rare flame.
Ikara, you're all right? The ice, King Boreas, and your sister. What a frigid hell you've endured.
And yet not even a frigid hell like this could induce you to put on a shirt, could it, Ahu? My old friend, surely I have you to thank for my salvation.
That honor goes to a pair of talented source hunters, actually. If not for their efforts, I'd be quite uselessly prowling around your prison still.
Then perhaps I ought to address my savior directly. Source Hunter, is that the masquerade? Well, what a motley crew we are. Isn't there somewhere a bit warmer we might discuss matters? Ah, yes, of course, of course. Do pardon me. I didn't mean to imply you were very clearly eternal beings in the guise of minor mortals. Not at all. Please, let's do carry on. Oh, yes, I suppose I am. But I do prefer my given name. Ikara, that is. Charmed. But I hope I haven't disappointed my own hero. Am I just as white and witchy as you'd hoped? First things first, Source Hunter. For my freedom, I owe you every imaginable thanks. My soul had withered in this prison, and I might not have survived much longer without your help. Now, about the culprits. My corrupted sister and the mad Winter King. When I realized exactly where, and to whom Leandra was consigning me, I was certain I'd never enjoy the sun's warmth again. But neither she nor I anticipated the Source Hunter. That was her mistake, and my blessing. I never would have imagined Leandra capable of dealing with the likes of Boreas, but she has changed into someone I hardly recognize anymore. I take no pleasure in the memory of that night. The thought of hurting anyone or anything is abhorrent to me. But in this case, I judged it necessary. If you've come this far, I trust you've learned that the Counselor was far from a humble civil servant. This doesn't excuse my behavior. but perhaps it can help to explain it. It's a sordid story, to be perfectly frank. Two sisters, a philanderous, treacherous wizard, death and mayhem. Are you sure you're interested in such things? The sparkle in your eye belies your better nature, Source Hunter. Now I know that it is your duty to get to the heart of this. And, in truth, the events of that night were but one part of a larger and much darker matter. A matter in which I'll dare to beg your assistance before we're through with one another. Now that terrible night. One night, as I slept, I had a sudden revelation. No dream, but a vision. My sister Leandra and my lover Zandalor. I didn't understand, but I recognized their location. Syceel's King Crab Inn. I arrived and looked through their window, but inside, everything was wrong. Leandra had fled, and Councillor Jake stood over the wizard, a knife in his hand and hate in his eyes. As I watched, he drove the dagger deep into Zandalor's heart, and I was too late to stop him. In that moment, I broke. I saw before me not a man, not even a beast, but evil incarnate. And I used Source to slay him. On the floor lay Zandalor. In my hands, I held Jake's life force. I had sworn never to use Source, but I couldn't walk away. And so I did the unthinkable. I used the Councillor's life to save Zandalor's. He was alive, but only just. Betrayal. Murder. Source. We were all of us guilty now. Her collusion with King Boreas in imprisoning me here confirms my worst fears. She is planning something far greater than I could have anticipated. For this reason, and with a heavy heart, I must ask you, Source Hunter, to find out how far exactly Leandra has become entwined in the dark arts. I hate to extend my own invitation, Source Hunter, but I believe I ought to accompany you to Zigzax's hideout. Presumptuous, yes, but I'd recognize the imp's essence just about anywhere. Both he and you must learn more about the darkness that has extended itself into our dearest Rivellon. Ah, but unless that's a bear flailing through the threads of time, I do believe Master Zigzax is on his way. Make way, Source Hunter, landing in 3, 2...
Hunters, you've done it! Ikara is free! Ah, what good it does my impish heart to see her safe and bright as ever! We have much to discuss. Come one and all to the end of time. A spot of something warm and the soft glow of the tapestry ought to do us all a bit of good, hmm? Ikara Now, if we're done playing hide and seek, let's not waste a jot more time. Oh, I just can't wait to pick your every synapse.
After you, Master Zigzags. We've solved the murder and caught the culprit, yet this case feels anything but closed.
There's more to this crime than simple fact. Killing a killer is hardly the same as killing an innocent, after all.
We'll have to learn more before we can assess Ikara's true guilt in this matter. Fortunately, she seems quite eager to tell us more about this entire dark affair.
You who seek the winter treasure, prove your intention, prove your worth. I demand to know if friend you be, the name of the earthen brother of Boreas. Correct you are, and freely may you enter.
Careful, I've spotted a trap.
Intruder spied. 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 Intruder spied.
enemies have laid a trap.
I must focus.
I need another chance!
Light as a feather.
I've got my eyes on the prize.
Now once more, can you guess what's happened? Surely by now you know the signs. Or perhaps you can simply guess from how utterly giddy I am. Take a look. All your work has not been for naught. This last starstone you discovered has given the Weaver just what she needed to mend another portion of the tapestry. Another tantalizing tidbit of long-lost history awaits us. Another piece of your story is ours to discover. Oh, how very thrilling.
For millennia, the God Box was flanked by the two devoted guardians. But Astarte's playmate, a creature called the Trife, turned her attention to the forbidden box. I may know a way to destroy what's inside, hissed the scheming creature. Together, we can set the Guardians free. Open its lid, Astarte, and we can have a look together. Astarte trusted her friend and assented. She pitied the Guardians and welcomed a chance to free them. Let me help you, she whispered into the ear of one. I know your duty, but you both deserve a chance at freedom. Haven't you suffered enough of this chore? She asked the other. Look, your companion is free already. The Guardians, unaccustomed to such attention, started. She had planted a seed of curiosity within them, rekindled a desire that had, for eons, lain dormant. Slowly, they glanced at one another, and the Trife's trap was sprung.
Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Hello, my friend. Have you found the time to answer my few simple queries? Well, to start, I do quite wonder how this place came to be. A shelter plane at the end of time? Incredible! Next, I'm curious if you could tell me the exact weight of your partner. I'm guessing somewhere in the area of 24,670 raccoons, but I can't be totally certain. If you had time, I'd also like to inquire after your dear mother. How is her health these days? And that rash on her right cheek, healed, I presume? And finally, compasses. How in the God's 7 names do they work? And so the mysteries remain.
We were seduced, then. Tricked into neglecting our duty for the briefest of moments.
Oh, I could tell a joke or two. Free on a good day.
Tricked, seduced, excuses for failure. It was our duty to guard the box, and we faltered.
Aye, aye, Captain.
If a goddess ventured to make us falter, we can hardly hold ourselves accountable for trusting her.
That's a nice ring to it. Zap, zap, zap! Careful now, your neck. No, 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 no!
Restored.
Oh there. A word of warning, Wanderer, before you continue on your merry way. See these corpses here? Be a good fellow and take them as a hint that this town isn't the pastoral little paradise it once was. That Immaculates, orcs and humans both, have taken Hunter's Edge. Its villagers are now slaves in the mines to the west, or they've been bled dry of their last drop of life, reduced to mere fuel that must light the wicked candle that is Bloodstone. Long as you live in the limbo between coming and going, though, why not have a look at what I have to sell? You'd be surprised to see what a scouring skeleton can gather together in a dying town. Yeah! Well, don't go round angering Immaculates if you want to keep your vitals intact. Though perhaps it won't be very long before they have a stab at one another's vitals instead. I have the feeling there's trouble brewing between the orcs and the humans in there, and who can blame them, really? Just ain't natural for 'em to consort, I say. Only good orc... Well, you know how the phrase goes. Can't say I remember who I was before the change came over me, but these days I'm a travelling trader of sorts. There's an immaculate necromancer in the village ahead. She's the one who brought me back from, well, wherever I was. She's an especially bright one, you know. Most necromancers can only revive a dead corpse into an animated one, but she manages to yank back some semblance of consciousness too. I don't remember much, but the thrill of trade certainly calls to me. Maybe I was a merchant in my former life. Who knows? These days, most undead are busy haunting Sicil or picking the way in the Lucula mines. But I keep a low profile and stay out of sight. Haven't been bothered by an Immaculate yet, and I hope to keep it that way. I know the weapons of which you speak. I've even hidden away a piece of one myself. I had planned to pass it down to my son, but... Or maybe you could make better use of it now. Make a chandelier,
I'm overheating here.
Warm as dragon's breath.
You. Come on, time's a wasting.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
Hey,
yes, that was a small fib on my part, I'm afraid. Zandalore is known as the Keeper of the Source, after all. And I didn't know how source hunters would react to my association with such a colorful character. It was once a quiet sort of village. Families and small-time merchants mostly. Recently, it was targeted by a tribe of orcs waving the Immaculate banner. Their leader, Grutilda, is known far and wide for her cruelty and cunning. She oversaw the murder of countless villagers and used their blood to fuel a great number of bloodstones. Once they were dead, they were reanimated as undead corpses and sent to work in the mines of Lucula. By order of Leandra, the orcs were joined by a tribe of humans from the northern peaks of Tanneroth. A band of male warriors are they, and they devote allegiance to their leader, Jarl. Jarl arrived with his own formidable supply of bloodstones, which means his tribe has been operating under directions from the conduit for some time. where once they ransacked for base pleasure and material gain, now they do it by the will of the goddess. These are far from the blindly devoted Immaculates of Silverglen, however. The orcs and the humans here alternate between bitter fighting and hostile peace. Personally, I believe they're best exploited through their rivalry. Get them to fight each other, and you can stand on the sidelines and warm yourself upon the flames. He has a residence at the far end of town. Though I have my doubts he's having people over for tea now that the Immaculates have landed. Know that Zandalor is wily, so beware. If a wizard doesn't want you in his home, you'll know it. Pity the intruder that heedlessly tries to waltz his way into that dwelling. Nevertheless, his house is the very place you'll want to search. The accumulated knowledge stored there is quite phenomenal, and beyond a doubt, one of Leandra's most urgent pursuits. I'm watching on with weary eyes how the Immaculates strike again. They've gone from shedding blood among their own to recruit...
You can speak. You don't look like a tribesman or orc, but I suppose I can't be certain. Then again, I've never heard of a dark soul gifted with the speech of the wild. Jinxica is my name, and until recently I lived a placid sort of life among the people of Hunter's Edge. The baker might leave me a bit of milk left over from this breakfast. The barkeep stroked my back between filling glasses. I had many friends here, but none so dear as a little trio. A married pair and their daughter, employed by the wizard to keep his home. They spent many long hours squashing fleas that plagued me and shared their warm beds with me each night. If you come to this village to help and not to harm, you might be able to save those 3 kind souls from the orcs that have invaded. Ugh, such misery in our sad town. A kind but private man he is. He set up his home here several years ago, but never remained there long enough before jetting off to tend to some matter or other. The Dark Invaders seem very interested in him indeed. They've been skulking around outside the house since they arrived. Would that an invasion were all! They destroyed every crumb of life they could find and sent their filthy rats to seek out those who evaded them. Each life they took infused their strange stones with power. Their queen glowed with delight as a parade of victims were slain before her. It was as though she was taking in a beautiful song. The human tribe came shortly after. They had their own supply of the glowing stones, and the orc queen took no easy liking to them. Still, they've survived this carnage so far by concealing themselves most cleverly. I've done my best to guard their hiding place from the slime-bellied rats attempting to sniff them out, but I fear my efforts aren't enough. Until the village has been rid of vermin, those 3 savages by savages employed. The orcs have one among them, the rat catcher they call him, who claims to have trained rats to do his bidding. They've swarmed the place in search of hidden villagers, and unless every last one of them is split from tail to snout, they're sure. But you're not like the brutes inside those walls. No, you approached me with hand, not boot, outstretched. Perhaps you could help me. With these rats running about, it's only a matter of time before my friends are caught. They must be squashed, every last one of them. I've done my best so far, but there are simply too many for one set of claws to handle. Oh, that bothersome old Tom. No, he and I are hardly friendly, much less. I can slip through these walls as I please, but you'll need to find your own way into the village. And remember, my friend, kill every last rat you find, or 3 dear souls will...
Flatlander, stay at your business. Come to play now the town's been taken, have you? Typical of you Flatlanders. Lucky for you, the goddess don't discriminate against cowards. Well, come quickly then. There's still townsfolk on the loose, and the chase has probably made them wild as cornered dogs. One might pop out of a bush and take an eye before you can shout your own name. Better you first check in with the higher-ups. You've got Jarl, the righteous leader of Weir the Mountain, and blood-stained Gratilda, queen dog of the giant toads. Trust me, you'll know her when you see her. Now scram, and make...
Stand up and face me, boy. One-on-one.
They're keeping the peace for now.
The dog looks up at you with misery-ridden eyes. Its tail doesn't wag, and when it tries to bark or speak, only silence reaches your ears. The dog hangs its head, then looks north. Filled with fury, it barks noiselessly in the direction of the forest.
Tell me how I can help it. Everywhere you go is damn bleeding half my follows. Oh, by the boot soles of Burl Boonhammer, what have we here?
Another human in Hunter's Edge.
Hail, Immaculate. By the sickle of Tyr Gutgouger, I'm glad to see another human face here in Hunter's Edge. Not yet another misshapen orcish snout.
If you fancy keeping that human face of yours...
Regular ray of sunshine, isn't she? Don't let her manners fool you, though. Her disposition may be dark, but her wit is bright. Believe me when I tell you that she's plotting against us as we speak, and would have long given the order to spill our blood if she wasn't leashed by the orders of the conduit herself. But by the shield of the Stormbringer, she'll not outfox the sworn brothers of Tanneroth. And I sincerely hope she won't outfox the likes of you either. You belong to the Silverglen tribe, I take it. Thought you were all holed up in Highbehind. But if yes, an outsider not as yet distrusted by the orcs is exactly what I need in the matter of the missing bloodstones and the matter of the wizard's house. But let's talk in my headquarters over yonder. For by the beard of the Bear Slayer, there are too many green ears around here.
Oh, a new immaculate face in town. What a pleasure to serve you. I've a deal running now. Double the whiskey for any and all who refrain from beating me from the neck up and the crotch down. Oh, I'm nobody at all. Just the old tavern keeper in this here village. Things have been busy since the orcs came, but I've never been one to complain too much. Well, especially with my wife and kids gone. I prefer to keep my eye on the prize. Oh, whiskey, of course. No excruciatingly terrible memory a nice glass of the good stuff can't wash away. Oh, swell, guys. Swollen as swell can be. I haven't a complaint in the world. Not in the wide world. Keep me busy, they do. Day and night. Night and day and night again. Oh, you might imagine me a wee bit utterly exhausted, but I wouldn't have it any other way. After all, the soul-crushing night terrors can't find you if you never sleep. That's my motto. Well, the scenery's certainly changed in recent weeks, I'll tell you that much. Used to be a quiet sort of place. Family folks, you know. Never had much trouble, and all the less because our little town played host to a source hunter and a powerful wizard both. Can't say why we were overcome so quickly. Can't say why so many of us were cut down over those shiny stones. An immaculate like you know better than me, I suppose. Yes, I suppose an immaculate just like you might have been the one who held my son's head back while Gratilda sliced his throat open, eh? Oh, but who's got time to think on the past? That way lies danger, I say. I only know that these orcs are a thirsty lot. It's my job to keep my head down and the whiskey flowing. Now there's a man apart from the rest, even among their kind. He's a strange sort. nurses the same flagon of whiskey for an hour and sits in the corner by himself. Oh, but the lack of company don't keep him from making conversation. Always muttering beneath his sour breath he is, or arguing some point of his left hands against the better sense of the right. I tell you, someone like that's twice as terrifying as one of these big ornery brutes. At least you can see their clubs coming down in time to jump out the way. That I am! But I'll tell you, I never served a lot quite like these Goliaths. They drink like elephants and pay like... well, they don't pay at all. Then again, I can't say I mind this little arrangement too terribly. The happier they are, the longer I evade the rack and the screw. Each glass brings us closer to the last of the whiskey, though. My bowels shrink when I think what'll happen when we get to the bottom of the last barrel. We've already exhausted the tavern supply, but I've been pilfering from my old buddy Glenn's stores. I doubt he'll mind, seeing as he was one of the first orcs sunk their claws into. Now that was a man dedicated to fine liquor. Knew all there was to know about distilling whiskey, he did. Oh, what I'd give for a...
The seven grant abundance.
He's dead! You dare assault my soldiers, human! You dare not only to poison the golden goodness, but to feed it to my brave soldiers! Friend to filthy felines, are you? May the next cheese you find snap your neck in twain! Any rodent with half a mind would recognize me by the diadem encircling my kingly head. I am the king of rats, of course, the ruler and leader of all rodent kind. Touched by madness he is. Imagine an orc believing he could train the god's most intelligent creature. I assure you, it is we who have trained him. We perform the tiniest of tasks, and he rewards us with delicious golden cheese. I, responsible for the welfare of each of my subjects, secure the wealth and glory of our kingdom by contracting certain occupations through which we obtain security, honor, and above all, cheese. A certain orc, the one who so erroneously calls himself Ratcatcher, has won our employment. He tells us what I've nearly closed in on this particular target, a trio of stinking humans who I believe to be cowering in their cellar. But I've lost too many men to this bloodthirsty feline. I won't send more troops in. That must be the monster who's been slaughtering my men by the dozens. Kind knight, I, his rodent highness, do make a request. Remove that beast from this town. Spare my men the claw and tooth. I'd consider you a true friend if you'd oblige me in this matter. And the loyalty of my friends never goes unrewarded. Find me in the tavern cellar if you desire a second consultation. The smell of whiskey in there does so delight a king's sense.
Bolder they may be and more fervent in their search. No, I believe my presence. I get all the peace I
Even voted lately on a worthy
Summon Bard!
I rise again, Source Hunter, forever at your call.
Missed!
return through the gauntlet with pleasure.
My power is unbeatable.
This is the end for you! I strike with the full force of my convictions. Must focus. A dance to the death, and my steps the daintier. The rodent monarchy has fallen. That ought to solve the rat infestation.
And offer those villagers a bit of respite from the hunt. I doubt the rat catcher will take them
Bless the seven, I am restored. Ugh, I'm dripping.
Hello again. Do you bring good news? Ding dong, the king is dead, and there may be hope for my friends yet. If you would, my friend, you could find them and help them escape now that those pointy-faced beasts won't be on the alert. Their hiding place is enchanted, you see, crafted by the wizard himself to hide those he held dear. They've concealed themselves in a cellar outside their home, the hatch of which you'll find beneath a great black boulder. Once you've destroyed the boulder, search in the
This boulder looks strange. Unreal, even.